It's pretty crazy to think that one of the most powerful words in dog training is a small 3-letter word of yes. And it's really important that we understand how to use it correctly because it really can mold and shape everything about how your dog learns. In order for yes to pack that powerful punch though, we need to make sure that we first start with a really positive association with it so that he understands that when I say yes, he is correct. Now, one of the easiest ways to do this is just to play a little word association. Now, if you can imagine that I said the word yes to you and then handed you $100 after. Yes, $100, or yes, and hand you a cupcake or chocolate or whatever you like. You would start to feel really good when I would say the word yes to you. And we actually do the exact same thing with our dogs. So you can get one of their favorite treats or even a favorite toy, and you're going to say yes and then reward 1 second later. Now that 1 second time frame is super important because that's actually the time frame in which our dogs learn. And it seems really simple, but unfortunately, one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they're using the word yes is they do not deliver it with great timing. Therefore, the dog doesn't actually compute what it means. So in order for him to understand the word yes, I need to do it like this. Yes, then feed 1 second later. Yes, then feed 1 second later. What a lot of people do wrong, unfortunately, is this. Yes. Yes, seems subtle, but I'm actually feeding my puppy at the same time that I say the word yes, or some people give them a treat and then say yes afterwards. Now, we can make sense of that, but our dogs cannot. It's really important that we do have great word association. Word first, followed 1 second later by that reward. The reason why this is so important is that if I have food on Five's nose and I'm saying the word yes, I could be saying bananas, chocolate shakes, whatever. I could say whatever I want. He's not listening. He is just thinking about eating that food. So it is important that it's word first, followed then by using your reward 1 second later. This is the single most powerful word in your dog training, which means if you're using it correctly, your dog training will be right on track. But if you're using it incorrectly, well, things can go off the rails really quickly. And I want to make sure that doesn't happen to you. I'm Cal McCann. This is Five Alive. Welcome back to McCann Dogs. Here in our training facility, we've helped more than 100,000 dog owners to overcome the same dog training challenges that you have. So if this is your first time on the channel and you're currently training a dog, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that we can help you to have a well-behaved four-legged family member. We've talked about when and why, but what we also need to do is talk about the how. Now, one of the biggest reasons why we like to use the word yes in our training is that we have our voice on us all the time. I always have the opportunity to use and mark with the word yes, but it is important how you say the word yes. It needs to be very quick, very deliberate, almost like you're taking a snapshot, and that exact moment when your dog is doing something correct and you say yes, that is the thing at that moment that they think they're getting rewarded for. So that's really important. The other thing you want to be careful about is how you use your voice. The word yes is a deliberate snapshot moment when they're correct. It's very different than praise. So for example, if I say down, yes. Good boy, good down. So I said yes the moment his elbows hit the floor, and then I followed that with praise. What I don't want to do is this, down. Yes, and do this long, drawn out yes, because during that time, he could have looked over there. He could have popped up into a sit. There's lots of things that he could have done. I need to be very deliberate and specific with my timing and also how I say the word yes. What I want to do for you guys right now is show you guys how the concept of the word yes works using a behavior that Five already knows. You probably saw earlier in the video when I said down, he understands to lie down on the word down. But I'm going to choose something totally random, a random word that he's never heard before, but I'm going to use a really well-timed yes to help him problem solve through the exercise. So maybe we'll use the word cupcake. I think I maybe said that earlier. Who doesn't love a cupcake? So what I'm going to do is use good timing. I'm going to say cupcake, and then I'm going to lure him into the down position 1 second later with great timing, and then I'm going to mark it with that word yes. So I'm going to look for those little elbows on the floor, making sure he's all the way down each time I say it. So I'm going to take the food off of his nose so he's not distracted. Cupcake. Yes, good boy. So I said the word, lured him into position, and I yesed him once he got into that new cupcake position. Okay, let's try it again. Now, dog learn through repetition. Ooh, spinorama. Cupcake. Yes, good boy. And I lure 1 second later. Yes, as soon as he hits the ground. So again, the timing of the yes is really important here. I need to make sure I'm not saying yes until he's actually in the position that I want. All right, let me try it one more time. Okay, good boy. So here's some food. Cupcake. Yes, good boy, good Cupcake. So there's my praise, following it up with that word yes. Now, we'll see. See if he's figured this out. I'm going to say Cupcake this time. I'm not going to help him with any food. I'm going to see if he can problem solve what I want. And if he hits the deck, yes, good boy, I'm going to yes and reward multiple times. Now that last little yes there was for holding position because he's laid here this entire time that I've been talking to you. I can capture that by saying yes and rewarding anything that I like, I can capture in the moment. Okay, let's see if we can do this, Baba. So I'm gonna start with him in a sit. I'm gonna keep all sort of the moments the same here. Cupcake. Yes, good boy, good Cupcake, yes, good man. Let's talk about what just happened because you're probably thinking to yourself, how on earth did that puppy just learn how to lie down on the word Cupcake with 3 repetitions? And I'm gonna tell you why. It's because he has understood the word yes right from the day we brought him home. Right from the beginning, he has had hundreds and hundreds of repetitions of hearing me say the word yes and then rewarding him. I did it with his kibble all of the time, so he understands the concept. He also really understands how to lie down in position as well. Of course, he doesn't know what the word Cupcake means, but he does know how to go into position. So it's important that when you're practicing this with your dog, don't get frustrated if it doesn't happen in 3 tries. If your puppy is still trying to navigate how to lie down in position, you might just want to remove the word altogether. You might simply just want to use some food and lure them slowly into position. Yes. Still utilize that yes when they go into position. I could try something a bit more complicated. Maybe I want him to go on his side. Yes, good boy. I can use that yes. Yes, there we go. I wanted him to go to a sit. He didn't go right away. So I just helped him a little bit with the food and I waited and I yesed when he popped up. I want to take a closer look now at one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they're using the word yes. And it's really making sure that you understand that at the exact moment that you say yes, that is what the dog thinks that they're correct about. And one of the common mistakes that people do is they'll say yes at a time when they really don't mean it, because as a human, we can understand, things big picture, but from the dog's perspective, they're really thinking in the moment, at that exact moment. So a really common place that we see this is, say for example, your dog's in a down position and you want to go back and reward them for having a great down position. And as you reach in to give them the food, the dog pops up. We still see a lot of people say yes. They give the dog a treat, they ask the dog to lie down again, and then they move away and they come back to give the dog a treat, and then the dog pops up, they say yes, and then they ask the dog to lie down again. And they have a hard time understanding that what I'm actually teaching 5 to do is that instead of lying down in position, I'm teaching them that when I come back to you to reward you, get up out of position. So it's important that if I want him to understand to hold a down position, hopefully I haven't just ruined my down by having poor timing there, I need to say yes and get that reward in while he's doing the thing that I want him to do so that it's clear. Yes, good boy. The other thing you want to be careful about is you don't want to pre-cue that the yes is coming. So for example, if I'm training him and the whole time I'm training him, I have my hand lingering in the bait pouch, obviously he is going to pay attention and he knows the yes is coming. He's going to be more attentive to me. We sort of tried a little thing off camera here, which we thought was quite funny. If these guys distract the puppy, it's so funny. He understands that the yes is coming, and I don't want him to learn to listen when the yes is there. What I could do is wait for him to offer. Yes, good boy. And then I could capture that. That's actually how I teach him to be so attentive to me. So if he looks away or he's not paying attention, maybe they can get his attention again. Yes, good boy. I can start to capture when he is correct. So he starts to figure out, when I look at you, you say yes and you reward me. So maybe, look at that. Maybe if I just keep looking at you, more yes and rewards will come. And again, I'm not pre-cueing it. I'm not bribing him with my bait bag. I'm not doing anything. He's simply learning that word yes captures when he's doing something very good. 5, good boy. Something that I like. Yes, good boy. We talked a lot about the power of the word yes in today's video, but sometimes it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. So to make sure you're not saying too much, watch this video right here. If you want some more personalized help on how to use yes correctly in your training, and if you want to work with me and the rest of the amazing McCann Dogs team, check out our online course called Puppy Essentials. The link for that is in the description below. On that note, I'm Kale. This is 5 Alive. Happy training.